What is going on, Flex Zone family? It's your boy, God's favorite host, the host with the moist, back here again on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel. Only place giving you your sports how you want it, and what you need right now is some breaking WWE news right here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel. If you're watching right now, you know the drill, family. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit that bell to know when we're live and all of our videos drop. And of course, hit that thumbs up to give us some love, and like this video as it helps out the channel tremendously, as I got breaking news on the new head of creative in WWE. Boy, it's been a crazy week. Thank you, everybody, this past weekend for the love and support on the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor live stream and reactions. We'll be back this coming weekend with SummerSlam 2022 emanating from Nashville, Tennessee. I'll have the crew with me. We'll be live streaming the entire event. But let's get into this news. As you guys already know, Vince McMahon retired this past Friday, and it was a shock to the wrestling world, possibly one of the greatest days in WWE history. Depending on who you ask, could be the greatest day, because this could truly mean a new day for WWE and its direction. It was announced Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan would be the new co-CEOs. Don't know how that's going to work, but looks like Nick Khan's going to handle the business side, and Stephanie's going to handle the actual creative side as well. And we heard last week also Paul Levesque, formerly known as Triple H, or maybe known as Triple H, is now back to head of talent relations, a position he previously held before he was pushed out of the back door by his father-in-law and had a cardiac event. But it looks like Triple H is back. He's healthy. There was a rumor a couple weeks ago he had a meeting with talent down at the Performance Center saying, "I'm back," quoting he didn't like the direction of the NXT 2.0 brand. Nobody does, unless you're just an e-drone or a Mark or someone with no intellectual sense or common sense or wherewithal to know up from down, left from right. But Vince McMahon, in the wake of his retiring, questions came up: would Triple H, would Paul Levesque actually be able to get back creative? There's rumors that him and Stephanie, his wife, don't get along with Kevin Dunn, don't have the best relationship with Bruce Pritchard, Gabe Sapolsky, the other Vince disciples, and Vince cretins, who pretty much think like Vince and do everything he says. And when they say jump, Vince says jump, he says how high. So this morning, it was announced there's a new head of creative in town, and the game could have just changed for pro wrestling. And it's ironic that Triple H's theme song, Paul Levesque's theme song, when he was a wrestler at the height of his career, was "It's all about the game and how you play it." That was the first few lines of the song. He played the game well with NXT 1.0. The Black and Gold was the best promotion in the world, with some of the names, the Johnny Garganos, the Tommaso Ciampas, the talent he had on that roster, obviously with the things he did with the Four Horsewomen. Just looking at some of the people he was able to bring in from independent wrestling promotions, which WWE is going back to as well, having independent wrestlers try out this weekend coming up for SummerSlam. And then also being able to take these names, making an NXT UK, wanting to set up performance centers all over the world. He was truly making global superstars, and he didn't need the stupid NIL to do it. But back to this. There's a new head of creative in town, and the game could have just changed for pro wrestling. WWE revealed today that Paul Levesque, formerly known as Triple H, will be in charge of all responsibilities when it comes to WWE's creative process. With Vince McMahon announcing his retirement from all WWE duties, he is still the biggest shareholder. So that'll be interesting to see. Triple H was named the replacement for John Laurinaitis, who will be fired, as he is the head of talent relations. And according to WWE, he's now head of creative, as the full announcement reveals Stephanie McMahon is the chairwoman of the board. And here's a press release. WWE and its board of directors today announced the appointment of Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan as co-chief executive officers. As I mentioned, Ms. McMahon has been appointed chairwoman of the board, and Mr. Khan will continue to serve as a member of the board. These appointments follow Vince McMahon's retirement on Friday, July 22nd. And for Vince to willingly walk out of the door and not be dragged out in a body bag, they must have had some serious shit on him, did the Wall Street Journal and other sources, about what he did, paying off various women, sexual allegations, and just being a downright dirty old man. Quote, "We are grateful for the opportunity to lead WWE together with our unmatched management team," said Mr. McMahon and Mr. Khan. "We recognize this is a tremendous opportunity and responsibility, and we look forward to serving the WWE universe. Additionally, WWE executive Paul Levesque will assume all responsibilities related to WWE's creative in its regular duties." Vince McMahon suddenly announced retirement on Friday before SmackDown took place, and Stephanie kicked off the show with a "Thank You, Vince" chant to her father. Vince's retirement comes amidst a storm of allegations that he handed out more than $12 million in hush money to female employees regarding sexual misconduct over the last 16 years. Over $12 million over the past 16 years for sexual conduct allegations, misconduct. This led to an internal investigation by WWE. Obviously, somebody on the inside wanted Vince out, probably Nick Khan, by the WWE board and numerous external investigators regarding WWE's handling of the situation. Laurinaitis, who was allegedly involved in the sexual misconduct allegations, was put on administrative leave, fired, but last month and is not expected to return to the company. So it's only a matter of days, weeks before he's fired. I'm sure Vince, Gabe Sapolsky, Kevin Dunn will soon be after that as well. Now, this is a huge, huge, huge opportunity for WWE to do some things, to right some of their wrongs, to fix some of the things that they have messed up in the past. I think there's an opportunity here when you look at it to bring Triple H's vision, to see what he was doing on NXT 1.0. And I know people are going to talk about the TV 14 ratings now on Raw. And oh my gosh, it's going to be more cuss words. It's going to be more blood. Yeah, that may be true, but let's not forget NXT 1.0 was TV PG and they had a damn good product. They were able to push the limits of what they could do and push the boundaries and put out a great product each week. Well, a lot of times with 1 hour on the network, then when they went to 2 hours, still holding on to that as well. Having no takeovers, which they need to bring back. Having those premium feuds and matches. Triple H, he's known to have an open door policy. He's open to be more of a welcoming, receiving guy when it comes to talent. Vince, Bruce, no. What they say goes, closed doors. Your opinions aren't valued. Your matters, your issues aren't heard or corrected. Triple H, he's Papa H for a reason. He's loved backstage. He knows the talent will be treated as they deserve. The right people will be in the positions they need to be in successful. He will help create new stars. He will push the right people. Him and his wife Stephanie will give the women an opportunity to bring back the fire they had during the women's revolution with all women's shows, women's feuds, women showing what they can do in the ring as well. Does this mean that the door is open for him to call up a guy like Bray Wyatt and say, hey, man, let's sit down and talk. I know we did you wrong. I know we effed your character up, but how do you feel about us bringing you back and pushing you to the top? Maybe pushing you into a program with Roman Reigns. Let's not forget he did take Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns did come back and take the Fiend's title in 2020. There's an automatic story that sells itself. Could he call back his boy Karrion Kross and his wonderful wife Scarlett and say, hey, we know what happened when you went to the main roster. We don't want to talk about it. They had you looking like Master Shredder, looking like a terrible version of an Irish Doomsday or Demolition with the skirt and the straps like you're an oil man on public transportation selling the oils. You know how they have those things on their chest. Hey, I want to come back and push you as the number one heel on Monday Night Raw. I want to come back and push you as the number one villain on our programming with your wife. I want to give you that full entrance, that full cinematic aspect of your character. I want you to still be great at what you do. I want you to still be able to show people why you are one of the better characters that I created, why you're one of the better people in this business, why you are menacing. You and your wife can come over and dominate a Monday Night Raw, push that TV 14 limit, and right the wrongs we've done to you. What about a Johnny Gargano, a Candice LeRae? They're a package deal, husband and wife. Do they come back? Johnny Gargano, you're the heart and soul of NXT. Bring you back as the number one babyface on SmackDown. Be the guy to go up against Roman Reigns, possibly, and beat him. Who knows? Bring you into the Intercontinental title feud with Gunther. The story writes itself. Tommaso Ciampa, I know you've been done wrong, or just Ciampa. How about I give you your name back, Tommaso Ciampa, and we let you be who you were, the black and gold greatest NXT champion of all time. You want to be a heel? We can make you a great heel. You want to be a babyface? We can make you a great babyface as well. We'll let you do what you do, wrestle your style. Pete Dunne, Butch, no more. Get rid of that. Bring back Pete Dunne. Allow Pete Dunne to do what he did in NXT UK and did in NXT with Riddle possibly. Being in a great tag team, but being one of the best single stars with his joint manipulation and his technical savvy in the ring. Why not? These are things that could happen. Like I said, Candice LeRae, hey, how about I bring you back? Io Shirai, why don't I bring you back? Make you staples of the women's division, give you an opportunity to show you that you should be valued on the main roster and actually kill the stigma of Japanese or Asian superstars not getting treated correctly on the main roster. Io Shirai should be in the main event. Candice LeRae is somebody that should be in the main event, should be women's champions at the highest level on any brand. What about Sasha Banks? What about Naomi? Could the door reopen for them? Could they be back in Titan Tower? Could they be back in WWE? Could the situation arise where Triple H missed the fences, Paul Levesque with those two? We know Naomi's husband and her family works for WWE. We know she would love to be with her family traveling on the road 300 plus days a year. We know Sasha Banks loved Papa H and what he's done for her. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn versus Bayley. Bayley's coming back soon, probably this week or next week. Wouldn't you love to see it? Possibly. This could be best for business. This could be best for Triple H. Could we see some AEW guys that in the future, the MJFs, the Jay Cargills, the Wardlows, the John Moxleys in the future, Chris Jericho, the Elite, people in AEW who aren't treated possibly well, Jonathan Gresham maybe. We heard about his fiasco this past weekend with Tony Khan. I'm just saying, guys who and girls who could be used correctly under Triple H's creative direction. No, it's not going to happen overnight. No, I don't think they're just going to scrap plans and reset everything, and it's just going to be a new direction immediately. But I think now with Triple H in power after SummerSlam this week, we could see some real change on Raw starting next Monday. Now, tonight is a sold-out show in Madison Square Garden. I will get into that card as well as we have Roman Reigns in action. But could we see a situation where next week on Raw with Triple H as creative and SummerSlam plans pretty much done, Brock and Roman done? Could we see Triple H take Austin Theory, give him his name back, and actually use him correctly and not be a goof holding the Money in the Bank briefcase? Could we see next week a Bayley return? Maybe some guys as we head into Clash at the Castle, some meaningful feuds with the women. The endless possibilities with Triple H now as being announced as head of creative. And I'm here for it. But let's get into the Raw preview. WWE enters a new era of Raw tonight. As we mentioned, Triple H will be head of creative, his first broadcast in charge of the company's creative. The company announced Monday that Levesque will assume all responsibilities, and this follows Vince's resignation and retirement. Undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is set for in-ring action on Raw. Speaking of which, Raw does not have a world title, by the way. Roman has the belts hostage. He's been on SmackDown, only been on Raw once, has not wrestled anybody on the red brand, has not wrestled on the red brand himself, only appeared the first day after WrestleMania. Keep that in mind. But it's Madison Square Garden. He was going to show up anyway, but it looks like he will team with his cousins, the Usos. The Bloodline will be in action against Riddle and the Street Profits. The Profits, of course, challenge the Usos for the tag titles on Saturday night with Jeff Jarrett as a special guest referee at SummerSlam. And Reigns against Brock Lesnar in the last man standing match as well. It's the 20th anniversary of Rey Mysterio also tonight. Rey will be in tag team action along with son Dominic and Judgment Day, Priest and Finn Balor. Could we see Edge return tonight? The Rated R Superstars rumored to be returning. Could we see Dominic turn heel and join Judgment Day? I don't know. Priest and Balor are telling Dominic that he has to join Judgment Day or they're going to punish his dad. Logan Paul will be back on TV to host his own talk segment, Impulsive TV. Everybody gets a damn talk segment. Give the flex on one. Paul set to face The Miz at SummerSlam. And the following lineup as of this morning is Roman Reigns and the Bloodline with his cousins, the Uso, take on Riddle and the Street Profits, the Mysterios versus Judgment Day. Rey Mysterio celebrates 20th anniversary of WWE debut, and Logan Paul hosts Impulsive TV. I'm going to throw in there the return of the Rated R Superstar Edge as well. But let me know what you think. Triple H is head of creative Raw. I don't know if it's going to be good tonight. I don't know if it's going to be decent. I don't know if it's still going to be bad. But they're in Madison Square Garden. The crowd will be live. The crowd will be hot. The crowd will be excited and into the show. It's 3 hours. Should go back to 2 hours. TV 14. And the crowd will be there. They'll be sold out. Guys will be chanting. We may see Triple H on screen tonight. We may see him backstage tonight. We may hear a mention of him being the new head of creative. I think we may hear something of that or hear this tweet or see this press release possibly as well. But we got Roman Reigns and the Bloodline in action. Got Rey Mysterio celebrating 20 years, Logan Paul, and I'm predicting now the return of the Rated R Superstar Edge. Merchandise is already printed, as they mentioned, and I think we could see Edge and Rey Mysterio possibly against Finn Balor and Damian Priest added to the SummerSlam card as well, because why would you have SummerSlam without possibly Edge and Rey Mysterio on the card? I'm intrigued to see what they do with AJ Styles sitting in the SummerSlam as well. Does he get a match? Maybe AJ Styles versus Ciampa? That could be added. I don't know, but we shall see. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation with Triple H. Paul Levesque now the new head of creative with WWE, handling the head of creative on all three brands, it looks like. It's all about the game and how you play it. Well-deserved. And Triple H has to be sitting back today with a cigar, a nice cold beverage, whatever his drink of choice is, and saying, I did it. I'm back, baby. I was done wrong by my own father-in-law. He know he did me wrong. I had some health issues. I'm back healthy. I'm ready to work, and I'm ready to make WWE great and watchable again. Hey, if you want to watch Raw tonight, I suggest maybe tuning in, seeing what possibly changes. But I think you could start to see change as immediately, possibly within the next 1 to 2 weeks after SummerSlam. Once Triple H is settled in, he gets his ideas flowing. They let the SummerSlam plans play out, and then Triple H heading into Clash at the Castle, heading into Extreme Rules, heading into the next Saudi show, heading into Survivor Series, heading into Day 1, and heading into the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season next year with Paul Levesque, guys like Paul Heyman helping out as well. Obviously, I think also listening to some of the writers they have on the staff, some of the producers, and having guys like Cody Rhodes coming back, possibly Big E and Randy Orton could be big as WWE closes out 2022 and 2023. As I mentioned, give it another week. I think Bayley will be back soon. I think Edge is coming back tonight. Like I said, Bayley might be back within the next week. Edge coming back tonight, trying to salvage what is a lackluster SummerSlam card as well. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know if you like what I said in this video. Helps us out tremendously. Thank you again, everybody, for joining me this past week on the Ring of Honor Depth for Dishonor. Everybody, thank you. Can't do it without you. Appreciate the love. And we'll be live tonight for episode 351 with Sean Brunson of the Brunson League on the flagship podcast. The Flex Zone podcast, only place giving you your sports how you want it, when you need it. Follow us at the Flex Zone 1 on all social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram, and now on TikTok at the Flex Zone podcast. Always, if you want to donate, look at the ticker down below. Hashtag the Flex Zone 1. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And if you'd like to hear what we got to talk about, we cover all sports, cover everything here on the Flex Zone. And of course, that wrestling news and wrestling content that you love. You'll see me Wednesday for AEW Dynamite as well. Fight for the Fallen, and SummerSlam this coming weekend as well. God's favorite host, the host with the Moist. Let me know your thoughts on Triple H being new head of creative Paul Levesque back in charge. And it's time to play the game, y'all. Peace.